Okay, there we go. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. You're listening to and watching Digital Wheaties. That's what we call it here, digitalwheaties.com. This is where you come and you get your nourishment. Another bowl of Wheaties every single morning. Of course, today it's Friday. And with me, of course, again, is Victor Grant. We're going to be picking up the conversation that everybody's buzzing about. Everyone's talking about this stuff that you're bringing to the table, getting out there into Facebook, creating avatars. It really is kind of like the talk of our community here, our U economy community. So, what's happening today, Victor? What do you got for us?
Well, today we're going to be talking about Facebook, and I wanted to just begin by just sharing a little bit about a little bit about my story on how I got introduced to Facebook. I actually was never really, my first introduction to Facebook really was shaking Mark Zuckerberg's hand at a party. That's, I never really used Facebook before that. Even after that, I didn't have an account. I was raising capital for one of my startups in the video space with my partner, Dan Kotke, who was the unrecognized founder of Apple Computer. And we were working on creating an impact in the video world. And so we had an invitation to the Webby Awards in San Francisco. And Mark Zuckerberg was awarded Best Software Product. And that was Facebook when he transitioned from the college space into the commercial space. So I had a chance to exchange a few words with him. Really cool guy. And from there on, it's just been a learning process. And I just want to say is how many of you have actually ever shaken hands with a celebrity or influential person? You almost feel that there's like a little electric charge that happens with them. That's why it's so important to go to these live events and connect with people like Peter Wolfing and just spend time with them, because a little bit of their essence kind of rubs off on you. So I kind of feel like I have a little bit of Mark Zuckerberg inside of me. So every time I get where you're coming from, I get you at a deeper level. Until you've really met someone face to face, you don't really get who they are. And so before I go into that, I just have a couple of decks here. Now, we are going to be making a product out of this, and it's called FB Relevance. Now, don't go to fbrelevance.com just yet, because the product's not released yet, but I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that are going to be in the product, and we're going to call this like a part one. The part two is going to be an actual case-by-case testing of relevance score and building 10,000 fans consistently for lots of people for under $100. And we're going to be doing case studies, real life case studies. Is that cool or cool? All right, so I'm going to share a little bit about my introduction, and some of you know me, some of you don't know me, but I'm actually going to add a little button to this. Now, where is your eye drawn on this screen, Joe?
Well, right now I'm looking directly at you. I'm looking to make eye contact with you. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking for that connection.
Ah, okay. I haven't shared my screen yet, so let me share my screen.
No. But I got to ask you a question before we get there.
Yeah.
Do you think that Mark Zuckerberg, do you think he had any idea? Do you think he really saw billions of users? Do you think he saw being one of the richest guys in the world?
No.
Now they're talking about him running for president. Could he see that when he was sitting in Harvard? Wasn't Facebook just about pretty girls? Wasn't it like, originally he was trolling women, wasn't he, with Facebook? Wasn't that what it was?
Well, actually, it wasn't really that. If you want to know the truth, it evolved to that. But it really came down from something that we started years before Facebook, which was social networks. We had EarthGrid is our social network, and that actually existed right around the same time as Facebook first started. There were a whole bunch of people that, like, the social network was like the big thing back at the time. I think that was in the late 90s. And our social network was an entrepreneur social network, and it was text only. And at that time, there was like MySpace, and there were a couple of other ones. that gave like free web pages, and they all were trying to build this social space. And everyone was really hesitant to put people's pictures. And he said, well, okay, this is college. We got to have people's pictures. So they had this idea that they were going to basically put the whole campus inside of a database and allow people to post their pictures so they could be identified. That was his aha moment. I knew that would be a problem because you have to audit the pictures, especially in college. If you allow someone to just go click, browse, and then upload picture, they could upload themselves naked. They could upload a movie star. They could take a Playboy magazine. How could you possibly control that as soon as you open up those gates? So it started with this entire architecture, which was really a human architecture. And the human architecture was, okay, we need to approve your account. So you create an account, you upload your picture, we approve your account, and then we lock the picture. And they have to actually have other volunteers doing that. Well, they started seeing pretty soon that they could basically see all these pictures flying through, and they could approve them or not approve them, and they saw the pretty girls. And that's kind of where that rumor started.
I see.
So our approach at EarthGrid was you needed to store the picture on your own server and then link to it via our interface. And we found that entrepreneurs who knew what they were doing could do that. You know, my philosophy was like, if you really don't know what an image source tag is in HTML and you haven't even gone to a single HTML class, then we don't really want you in our network. And that was my big mistake. Otherwise, I probably would be sitting where Mark Zuckerberg was. But I didn't really think ahead at the management challenge it would take to upload pictures and verify them, and upload pictures and verify them. A friend of mine has a similar network. It's called Friendly Favors. And I asked him, how did you handle this? Because you've got like 50,000 members. And he says, I pay my secretary real well. Every member is actually spot screened. So that is really key. You got to think about automation. Anyway, let's move on to Facebook relevance, shall we? Wow, we got 21 people here. Okay, so a little bit about my story. We're going to go into a mercifully brief introduction. After that entire incident with Facebook and stuff like that, I became a show host at Microsoft Network. Then from there, I went into CEO. Then I became a chief technology officer, and I was responsible for a team of programmers. And you know, my job, if you don't know what a CTO is, it's kind of like the function that I'm serving right now inside of ECONO, is the founder has a vision. The operations manager, John, has a, here's how I think we need to do it. And then I listen to that, and I talk to the marketing people, and I say, okay, where's the market for this? And then I take all of that, and I say, how do we bring this into reality? And then I sit down with the engineers, and I talk in engineering speak. I said, here's what the boss wants. Here's where things are right now, and here's how we're going to get there. And that's the functional role of a chief technology officer. It's also a sales role, because then when we finish our software, we have to sell it back to the executives, sell it to the CEO, sell it to the CTO, and also sell it to other CTOs of other companies. So a lot of what we do is strategic alliances and partnerships with other technology companies. And I got a chance to meet the chief technology officers of Amazon and all kinds of really big companies at that time. And I found out they were just people like you and me. They're really cool people. And you can have a conversation with them and engage them in technology. So I really love technology. After that, I got invited to be on magazine covers, and I wrote books, and I was, things like that. So I want to talk to you today about the 3 big search engines. Okay. And there's a reason I put that there is because I did mention EarthGrid before, and I haven't really talked too much about EarthGrid. Some of you have done what I expected you would do, is the less I talked about it, the more you went there and you actually started using it as a search engine. But EarthGrid was originally a virtual community, just like Facebook, but it's a virtual community for entrepreneurs. We're now bringing that back. Yay. But the transition to that is that we first need to have it be what the big companies are, which is a search engine. So there are 3 search engines. There are Google. And whenever you go to Google, I'm going to teach you how to find answers to questions. So before I go into that, and I'm going to give you a live demo here, Joe, I want you to ask everyone, why is this digital marketing and digital engagement and digital search space, Facebook marketing, important to them? And if your answer is, I want to make money, you failed. You get an F. Okay? That is the natural consequence of serving. But that should not be your objective. It was not the objective of Mark Zuckerberg when he started it. He wanted to create a community for college kids. When Uber was started, it was to create an app so people could more effectively get access to transportation. So why is it? I want to hear from you. This is a you economy. This is not a me economy. Why is it important for you, for me to teach you this stuff? You're muted, Joe.
Gain eyes on your business, someone says. Somebody says save time. Another person says connect people to helpful, valuable information. Another person says to do. Somebody says to humanize relationships, to do it the right way. Those are some of the things that are coming in right now. Anybody else, if you would like to type in communication is what someone says. If you'd like to type into the chat box.
I'm not getting a why, like a burning desire. So like, I'll give you mine. EarthGrid's mission is to set a new standard for search on the internet. That's a why. We're better than Bing and Google put together. But people don't know us yet. You see how powerful that is? It has conviction. So what is it that your why? What is your why?
Okay, for me, it's for me, if I think about it from that perspective as an individual, I really want to give to the baby boomer generation. That's who I identify with, right? I really want to give that individual, that group of people, a reason to live. I want them I want to show them that they can do something that will impact many, many people. You know, I'm from that hippie generation where we thought we could change the world. And I still adhere to that. So for me, that's what I would like to do. I would like to share with baby boomers, like-minded individuals, the fact that there are real-time alternatives, that they can live a life like that they've always dreamed of.
Okay.
That is what that's truly. Now I took the bait. I took your bait, but okay.
I'm glad you did that, because do you see my screen still?
I do.
I went to earthgrid.com. If you want to go faster, go to earthgrid.net, because I'm not a real big fan of .com. So .net is actually where this lives. Earthgrid.com is a search engine. Earthgrid.net is a search engine. On the previous slide, I said Google gives you 3 or 4 results. Bing gives you about 7 or 8 results. EarthGrid gives you 10 to 24 trending topics. Where do we get this? We get it from the news media. We also get it from Google. We get it from Bing. We get it from the world. And we show you what is the most relevant topics for any word in the universe. And you can use this for research. And I'm going to spend a few minutes here to take you behind the scenes of the things I've been working on pretty much my entire life as an adult, which is this project. We call it the EarthGrid Project. Now we're pretty clear on what it is. It is a search engine for the people. It's a search engine for the underdog. Someone called it the indie search engine, just like you have indie movies or the festival in Aspen, Colorado. This is a search engine for that. Now take a look at that. The #1 thing that showed up was baby boomers now. Baby boomers now. So if you were to write a blog post about baby boomers now, you could click on that. But let me show you a secret. If you type that in, select it with your mouse, and you hit the space bar, you're actually going to see 1970s baby boomers alive now is trending right now. And when you go into 1970s baby boomers alive now and see if there's anything further, there's nothing further. That's as deep as we can go. You click that and it just basically gives you an answer. Just how many baby boomers are there? Boomer statistics, Wikipedia, 9 gifts that baby boomers will love, millennials take over baby boomers. And these results will be more relevant than my competitors who are the other search engines, because we've designed this algorithm to hone in on the specific answer to the question that you have. Now let's have another question from the audience. Anything you want to know about Facebook marketing, like Facebook marketing secrets, okay? Secrets of Facebook marketing and Facebook marketing secrets shows up. Anything else? Let's hear something from the audience. I'm going to do a little bit of research and take you behind the scenes. Is this cool, Joe, or what?
It's way cool. It's very, very cool. Anybody else, if there's something that you would like to experiment with, type it into the chat. Kelly says, love that, Joe. I don't know if that's a search. I don't know if that's in there. Anybody else? Don't be shy, you guys. It'll come stream. Just let it stream into your imagination. Facebook fan page, how? Facebook videos.
Facebook fan page. Let's just do Facebook fan page. Now you see the first thing that shows up is likes. Fan page liker. So in other words, there's a lot of people out there looking for a robot spider that likes the page for you. Template, okay? Creator, creation, apps, layout, contest, cover, create, promotion, Twitter, domination, auto liker. You see there's a trend here, likes, liker, auto liker. So let's go with likes. Okay, free, okay, generator, tool, buy Facebook fan page likes, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to try to do ads in here and see if anything comes up with. No. Interesting. So the world doesn't actually know what I'm going to teach you today, which is the only way that is the legitimate way to get likes on your Facebook page. It's the best way to get them. How would you like to have 10,000 or more likes on your fan page?
Yes, organic though. They have to be organic likes, correct? I mean, buying
real
a Facebook
likes with your real audience, because you can go to Fiverr and buy 10,000 likes, but they're not going to be people that would actually be baby boomers that want to work with you. So we've identified baby boomers are your market. Do you want to work with single men, single women, or couples, Joe?
I would prefer to work with couples.
Okay. Married or unmarried?
That's not a priority for me, but we'll put married in there. Okay, married.
Okay, married couples. Okay. Do they like to travel?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's just focus on those micro niches. We're going to go more into that. All right. So let me go back to, I'm just going to run that search right now, and you'll see that there's a thing right there. And as you can see, there it is, engagement, page likes, Facebook ads guide. When you search for Facebook fan page likes ads, you're going to get that. And I'm going to paste this link into the search for you. Actually, let me give you a couple of links here. I'd like you, everyone, now to do the following as we're doing an experiment. Go to earthgrid.com and click on tutorial. Okay, put your email address in there, and that is going to take something that is very, very cool. How many people know what a hashtag is in like Twitter?
If you know what a hashtag is, just say yes. Tammy knows.
Okay.
Mark
what
knows.
that does is it takes your email address, it generates a unique hashtag, and then every time you go back to EarthGrid, or you click on any of our emails, or you integrate into any of the products or services that we do, including funnels and search tools and things like that that we're going to be rolling out over the next few months and weeks and years, That unique identification of your email address will always be there, letting us know that, hey, it's you. It's actually Joe that went and looked at Facebook page likes. And wouldn't it be cool if you could log in and have a history of all the searches that you've searched for and all the terms that you've done, just for your own privacy? Now, the other search engines do that, and they keep all that data, but they don't give it back to you. We give it back to you, and that's something we're going to be rolling out real soon. So just go to there and click enter your email and go right in there. I'm going to just begin with that, and then at the end, I'm going to paste this link right in here on where you can go do that. Okay, so let's get back to the PowerPoint. I'm going to teach you and give you some more value here. I noticed that when I go back to PowerPoint, things get more relevant. We can focus more on this and go more deeply. Okay, so we now cover the 3 search engines, and here's why it's different. Every seminar I do is all born on case studies. So we're going to be going into Joe's Facebook account toward the end after I teach you some foundation, and then we're going to set up his account so that I can work on it behind the scenes, and then we're going to come back once he's hit that 10,000 mark, and we're going to be promoting the U economy for Joe, and then we're going to be creating a results webinar, and then from that, we're going to be creating a secret behind-the-scenes training that we're going to make available inside of the U Marketplace. That's the strategy, guys. So everything I'm going to teach you, it works outside of internet marketing, and what I'm going to show you works across every industry. We're going to be doing this for lawyers, doctors, real estate agents. It's a very cool strategy. All right, so where are you now? And I want to hear seriously from everyone in here. And I'm going to give you a link in a moment. And I want you to send me your notes, okay? Send me your notes. And we're going to have a box where you can place those notes in. But I want everyone who's doing this, and you see this button that says call to action down here? You're going to be placing your notes from these questions into that form, and we're going to go through that together. What products, content, or software have you released or are you working on right now is the very first question I want you to ask. Because what we want to do inside of the U Marketplace is get those published, okay? You notice my partner Bob wrote this book with his partner Leland Hardin. Right now, the 3 of us are working on the 10th anniversary edition of Digital Engagement, the best-selling book that started the revolution that led to the coining of the term search engine optimization, edutainment, infotainment, digital marketing. This is going to be a great book. It comes out on the 10th anniversary, and we have an early stage chapter 1 available for you. I'm going to give you that link in this call to action button. Next thing we have is what is your previous strategy for launching your brand or sites? And Joe, you need to do this too, because we're going to build your avatar around this. I'm not just doing this because I want to have market research data. No, this is the essence. This is the stuff that my mentor, John DeMartini, who I'm going to be seeing in, I think, a week. He's coming here to San Francisco to teach the breakthrough experience, and I'm going to do it for the 2nd time. He said that you don't need motivation. Once you align with what your passion is, it's inspiring for you. You do it, whether people are paying you or not. That's the core essence of the values that we want to get you to. And what is your biggest success story? Your biggest success story. My biggest success story was I had a 5-minute meeting with an investor when I was a chief technology officer. And in 5 minutes, I talked him into writing a $500,000 check for our company. That was salesmanship. We engineered that as a full day long event where he went to PowerPoints. At the end, he said, you know, Vic, all that stuff with your management, they were keeping me away from you the whole time. I just want to have 5 minutes with you before I leave. And he wrote the check. That was my biggest success story, is raising $500,000 with a 5-minute heart-to-heart conversation. After all of that stuff from consulting firms and Deloitte and lawyers and PowerPoints and all that stuff that people think is so important. Bottom line, sit down with a guy, have a heart-to-heart connection with him, and ask for the money. So do you need it? No, we actually don't need it. But if you do put this in, I will tell you that we will focus on building a company that will return an investment for you someday. Okay, so next slide. This is important. What are your social and fan page stats? Write down today's date. And you should be having a notepad open and writing this, okay? Write today's date, the number of Facebook followers you have. How many Facebook followers? This is your personal Facebook followers on your personal wall. Like I think I have somewhere around 2,000. I'm not in the elite 5,000 club yet. Sorry. I don't really use Facebook for very much. How many YouTube subscribers do you have? How many Twitter followers do you have? How many people have you reached? Specific numbers. Write these down. Joe, can you coach people and make sure that they actually do this while I talk about this thing here?
Yes, I can. What you can do is just go to your own page. I'm looking at my page right now. I click on my name on my page, and it tells me how many followers, how many friends do I have, and I have 1,070. And you can find that, okay, which is not a big number. I understand.
The goal is to get to 5,000 friends and then start refining your list. That's what I've been told.
And I will also tell you that I'm very selective. I get a lot of people who want to be my friend. I get them all the time. I could get 2, 3 a day because I do have visibility, but I'm very selective about who I put on there because I find that sometimes people are just coming there to try and sell me something. That's all they want to do is sell me something.
Well, that's okay because you want to sell them something. You know what I do when people want to sell me something? I sell them something. It's reciprocity.
Well, I'll start accepting more people there. Then, and I do have a YouTube page, but that was just kind of like I fell into that I think by mistake. But let me take a look and see. I don't have a lot of followers.
Oh yeah, there. And earnings. Earnings. How much money have you made from Facebook ads in a company? Doesn't matter what company it was, but quantify that. Put together some numbers. All right? I want to see these things. Video reach. Okay? Your top video on one of your pages. What's the title? What's the view count? And how many that are reached? This is one of mine inside of one of my fan pages called Surfing and Extreme Lifestyles. I reached 827,000 people. It's gone up since I made the slide. And I've had people watch it all the way through the end 475,000 times.
Wow.
Okay? And yeah, I could teach you exactly how to do that. However, stay tuned, and perhaps I will. But I can't teach you that until you have a very niche channel. Do you see Surfing and Extreme Lifestyles? That is a very, very specific group of dudes. These are people that like to surf huge waves. I'm a surfer myself. I used to surf, you know, decent sized waves, but I would do it daily and it was a meditation for me. I also taught surfing in Hawaii. So I love teaching. The thing is I like innovating. I discovered that yoga and surfing are very, very similar. And I used to be a yoga teacher in my 20s. And then I learned surfing and I said, wow, this is really similar. So I started teaching people how to surf on the beach by doing yoga. And then I transitioned that into teaching them how to get up on a board. And so I was able to teach beginners who had never been able to surf before how to surf a decent sized wave in Hawaii. It was really, really fun. But then I started meeting these guys and I said, look, there's no way I would even go out there into those waves because I value my life. And do you understand that surfing is so extreme sometimes? There's a coral reef, okay? You have to get off the board before you hit the coral reef, otherwise you're gonna cut your body up. And these guys do this every single day. And they're scratched out, oh man, I didn't break out of the wave fast enough. That's how crazy it is out there. All right, so Surfing and Extreme Lifestyles, we got videos on paragliding and deep diving and why are we doing this? Well, we're promoting music, okay? Ultimately, we're gonna be promoting something. It's a pre-launch for a musician, and we're gonna be releasing All I did was take a small clip of a video and I mashed it up and put a different soundtrack on it. And so people have been hearing this song, and when we released the album for this musician, we already have an audience of 1 million people that have already heard the song. You see the strategy there? That's how I want you guys to think about Facebook. All right, earnings. How much money did you make from online sales, phone sales, commissions, and merch in total last year? And then break it down into a monthly average too, okay? You got to do this stuff because you have to establish where you're at before we can focus on where you're going. And let me know when we're at the top of the hour, Joe. I mean,
okay, we got 30 minutes to go.
Yeah, we're about halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cost of advertising. How much did you spend on online ads, phone dialers, autoresponders, and outsourced support in total last year? Break it down into a monthly average too. Okay? And please, everyone do this. Do this. This is important. Really, really important. We can't work with you if you don't have these numbers. And if you don't have these numbers, you can't compute the ROI. Now, we've got a whole training on this that's free that my partner and Bob and I give. And we've got tons and tons of stuff. And there's a call to action right here. You see this call to action button? How many of you people have been looking at that call to action button and waiting for me to you notice how that's been teasing you the whole time? All right, how many of you would like to have the link where you're going to paste all this information into? Okay. There it is. egr.me/I1P. All right. That it's a tiny URL. I stands for information. 1 stands for you're the number 1. And P stands for purpose. Information, what is your number 1 purpose? EGR is Earth Grid. That would be our Stocktinger symbol. Me is your personality, I1P. Go there, and we're going to go there together, and I'm going to help you fill this out. Now look, if you go to Digital Engagement Group, you're going to notice a couple of things. Oops. Sorry. I was in the that was an opt-in form. Sorry. If you go to Digital Engagement Group, you're going to see it says code I1P. Now you know what this code is. This code is a short code like a bit.ly link. And if you want to generate your own, you can go down here and click add your site. And then it'll send you an email with your own bit.ly link. And then you can actually start appearing in this blue section at the top of our search engine. Okay? So this is where it goes, engage, and then this is the page. You put in your name, your email address, your phone number, what is your primary authority website URL link, what industry are you in, where are you located, what is your monthly marketing budget. Guys, if you don't even at least have a $300 monthly budget, that's like the minimum to get started with Facebook ads. So you have to have that budget. If you're spending $300 and you're making $600, will you invest another $300? Of course you will. But if you spend $300 and you make nothing at all, then you will stop investing. Give yourself 90 days to succeed with Facebook, and Facebook will reward you beyond your wildest dreams. I recommend if you're a business owner, you should be spending around $1,000 to $2,000 a month on Facebook ads. Right here where it says, what are your SEO goals? Since we mostly do SEO, we don't really have a form that says, we could say, what are your marketing goals? Here's where you put your homework. So just paste your homework right into that box and send that to me, and I'm going to personally review that and get back to you on it. Then choose a password for a members VIP area, okay? We have a members VIP area where I'm going to be unloading some of these replays. A lot of people have been asking me for replays of my other events. We're going to make that available for you there. And some of it's going to be at no cost, and some of it's going to go inside of the marketplace, and you're going to be able to promote it. And then notify me of upcoming webinars and news. Make sure that's checked so that we can let you notified about that. Okay? And that's where that link goes to. So let's go ahead, and you'll notice if you were on my webinar yesterday, I outlined the steps to do a webinar. You were there, Joe, right? The very beginning, okay? I was going really, really fast, okay? I'm gonna go through the next set of slides really quickly because I wanna get into your Facebook account. One of the things you're gonna receive, oh yeah, let me give you one more thing to do. Once you fill this out, you wanna click on our home button and then click on this button here that says Marketing ROI, okay? And then this is my partner, Bob, and you can download a PDF, which is gonna contain all of the stuff about marketing ROI that I'll be sharing with you right now. And I'll paste the link into the chat. Actually, I'll paste it into the chat here. So you can go in here and get this PDF, because a lot of the things I'm gonna be showing you here are in this PDF. I'm gonna go through these in like 4 more minutes, and then we're gonna go into, because you gotta have to understand the foundation before we go too far of it. What is return on investment? It's earning minus spend divided by spend. It's a percentage, okay? So you take how much you made, you subtract it from how much you spent, and then you divide it by how much you spent, and that's gonna give you your ROI. It's very important. You wanna focus on building ROI for brands, ROI for leads, ROI for sales, and ROI for loyalty. And now we go into this for a solid hour. I'm not going to go into the details of this, but Bob, you can hear Bob do it himself. He invented this thing. He wrote this book called Marketing by the Numbers. And the brand has these components. Basically, these are all the components of branding. These are the components of leads. These are the components of sales. Now, this is an important statistic that I did want to share. Did you know that 44% of all salespeople quit trying to sell to a prospect after the first sales call? 24% quit after the second call, 14% quit after the third call, and 12% quit after the fourth call. 96% of salespeople give up, but 60% of sales shows up after your fifth ask. This is why funnels are so important. You need to have at least 5 sales videos before you actually initiate that call. So imagine this. If we create a funnel that does the selling for you with some of the top salespeople inside of our organization, and they cover their first 4 requests to buy, then when you call up on the 6th or 7th time, it's going to be like a 15-minute call. Where do I start? How do I get started? Yeah, I know I'm your sponsor. You see what I mean? That's the purpose of the funnel. It's all about sales. And if you don't like the word sales, go read this book. Go read this book, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. You got to read this book and do the exercises. I don't want any excuses about I don't have the ability to execute. If you don't have the ability to execute, read this book, and then you'll have the ability to execute. You can't not read this book. And, you know, I don't know. Have you read this book, Joe?
No, I haven't, but I'm writing it down right now. I'm going to get it for sure.
Okay. Did you know that 70% of businesses have no digital marketing strategy? Now, this is from 2015. It's probably gotten better since then. But what is digital marketing? Digital marketing is branding, social media, content marketing, email marketing, video production, SEO, web design, app development, SEM. This is all that space. And here's the problem. You guys got to hear this. In order to hit the target, all of these have to focus on the same avatar or it blows up. So if you have branding that's targeting teenagers, your social media is targeting teenagers, your website is targeting baby boomers, you're all over the place. That's why most digital marketing campaigns fail. You got to hit the target with this. We've been focusing on that with building our software search figures that I don't have time to talk about today, but we will talk about that another day. Okay? Content creation is 85% of the factors contributing to content marketing success. What are the #1 marketing activities with the greatest commercial impact in 2016? Marketing automation. It has eclipsed content marketing, big data, mobile marketing, social media, and SEO. Look at that. Social media is only 5% of the impact on big business. Marketing automation is 5 times more important than social media. That's why we've shifted our focus towards funnel building, because it's so much more important. But remember what I told you in other webinars. People will Google you. They will Bing you, and they will EarthGrid your name. And if what they see doesn't match up with what their concept is, they're not going to buy from you. So marketing automation will get people to a certain point, but you still have to have all these other things in place. Okay? 2.8 hours a day people spend on their mobile phones. And that's the time when they consume the most content and they engage with you. So our approach is to use paid social and keyword testing to find high converting keyword phrases, target those phrases with SEO, and optimize your sites and make sure everything is done by the book. And that is, if you want to get connected with us, this is the link. Go there and paste in your homework, and we're going to get started. So Joe, I'm ready to share your screen, and let's jump into Facebook. Let me know in the chat, did you find this presentation useful? Was that helpful for you guys? Let me hear a shout out. Was that a useful presentation? I really wanted to share that with you in New York, that while I was there, I had the slides with me, but I couldn't get to it because this is the meat of this is the stuff. And if you'd like to have the middle slides on the ROI, I'm going to paste that link in the chat right now. We're going to go, and this is the link to get the marketing ROI getting started package. And at the end, I'm going to take you, if we have time, we're going to go back in and I'll show you what's inside that package. Joe, I want you to share your screen because we really need to get you set up so that I can help you in the remaining time that we have.
Okay.
Okay, so how many people here have a fan page? Okay, just say, put in the URL of your fan page in the chat. The URL of your fan page, okay? So I'm working on a new fan page as a test. If you go to facebook.com/superiorproducer, I just am rekindling this fan page. It has no likes, and I want to prove to you that I can take something from no likes and get it up to 10,000 likes and get it there with a target audience, okay? I'm going to go in here and grab that link. Okay, we're watching Joe's screen right now. And where's your fan page, Joe?
I don't have a fan page.
Okay, good.
All I have is a page. All I have is my page.
Okay, so we're going to create a fan page here now. Click on home. Actually, why don't we do this? Let's do this. Go to EarthGrid. Go to earthgrid.com or earthgrid.net. It's faster. Earthgrid.net. Get in the habit of using .net. I think it's cooler than .com.
All right. Well, it defaulted to .com, but
I know myearthgrid.com because I don't like www. So I'm weird. Yeah, you're already there. You don't have to go there. You're fine.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now type in Facebook fan page. And then go to create. See where it says create? And hit spacebar again. And click right there for business. Okay, see, now that is a good statement. Now think about this. I want, if any of you are bloggers, go to EarthGrid and go all the way to very, very end and write a blog post with that title, and then share that as to our search engine, and you're going to be amazed that that blog post is going to start ranking organically in Google and in Bing. So go ahead and search for that. Did you know that almost everything you need to know in Facebook you can access from EarthGrid? And see, there it is. Create a page, and there it is. Click that link. Now, because you're signed into your Facebook account, it's now going to go into the Create Page dialog. You don't have to go burying through menus. All right, so let's go through this. I recommend, what are you, a brand or a product? What are we going to call your page, Joe? Do you have a name for it?
Yeah, I'm building this concept of networking for grown-ups.
Okay, so
is networking for
I would
grown-ups.
maybe, you know, it could be a cause or a community. It could be a brand or a product.
What do you think? What do you think as the expert?
Well, the truth of the matter is, there are several types of pages. There are community pages. I think it would probably be a brand. And let's hear from someone who's a Facebook expert in the chat. What do you think Joe should do? Now, I used to do fan pages for businesses, and you know what we found was that causes work better. You know, like
about a year ago, I built something called Because Mindset Matters, and it just sits there. And I get a lot of people now every once in a while, but I've only been posting and putting personal development, yoga, you know, woo-woo type stuff there. But that's not for business. That's not what I want to do. You know, I talked earlier about reaching out and helping baby boomer people recreate their life financially.
Okay, so I'm seeing brand. Someone said business page. I think brand. Well, I know brand public figure would be Joe branding himself as a person, but I think brand. I would go with brand.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to choose a category. And this is really critical. A lot of people skip this step, and it's really important. And let's hear from the chat. What do you think Joe should do? Now, my partner is much better at the social, you know, female kind of side of this. I wouldn't do website because we want to basically do yeah, it's not really, none of those things are working for me. Let's move up, let's move out of that and go down to the other one. Click out of it and choose cause or community. The button right below it. I think I would put that in there. Cause
what and where?
Name.
Here?
Yeah. Networking for grown-ups. Now, it's important that if you're not going to use a space in grown-ups, you can't change it later, but that's fine.
Well, I have a URL that's networkingforgrownups.com. I told you this the other day.
Excellent.
And I also have nw4g.com as a domain for email.
Right. Okay, so that's it. And this is the simplest thing to do is if you just do the cause or community, you don't have to pick from those dialog boxes. You can always change that later. So let's add a cover photo.
I don't know what I would. I don't know what I've got. Let me see.
Upload a photo.
Let me see what I got here.
While you're doing that, I'm going to share my screen and show you. Actually, we'll just keep it on your screen. Now, it's important you don't put wording on your cover photo because depending on the device that someone's looking at, they're going to probably go and it'll like cut off one word or two if you move it left or right. So I just don't like them. it's kind of fallen. People used to put, lots of brands and logos and things like that on that. That's kind of fallen out of fashion now.
Don't want my driver's license picture there.
Okay, while you're doing that, let me hear in the chat, how many people of you have completed that homework assignment I gave you and uploaded that, the thing to the form that we have right there? Just say I did in the chat if you did.
I'll use this one. This is everywhere right now. This image here, it's on my Zoom. It's on my Facebook homepage. This is something that is beginning to be a...
That might be your personal profile.
That one?
I suppose do you have like a background image or something? See, what I want to see is that picture be your profile picture, and I would like to see a background of something that inspires you.
There we go.
Like, do you have any group photos of you with lots of people? Any webinars or seminars that you've been to where you're standing there with a whole lot of people?
Yeah, I do. I have pictures of me on stage, but I have so much junk in here. I'm very unorganized. I'm right now. People are seeing how unorganized I am in this regard. That's my Halloween costume there. I'm a Ninja Turtle there. Oh yeah, that's what that was. That was one of my businesses. These are all my businesses I've had. If I had a business card for every business I ever created, it would be amazing. I mean, there we go.
What about you on stage? Do you have any of you on stage?
I do, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to find them in this 8 minutes that we have left here. So I guess I can just, I will dig out a Joe on stage. I can get some really good stuff. Let's see. These are movies. Those are videos. What was that? Oh. That's when I was fat. It's a video I shot on my front deck there. I lost 85 pounds.
Yeah, you can add the cover photo after, Susan says.
All right. So then I'll just I'll choose this one just for fun because that's networking for grown-ups, really? Yeah.
And then, okay, add a picture on the left and use that one that you liked.
Mm-hmm. Okay, where was I here?
And these are the basics. But before we can get into the more advanced stuff, you got to place an ad. Step one, you have to create an ad account. Okay. And you've got to get to at least 100 likes before Facebook will invite you to create a custom URL for your fan page, usually. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, we will need another session on this because I'm going to be working with Joe in the background, but let me show you how this will work. Okay, hit save. Okay, I want you to copy and paste that networking for grown-ups URL into Skype. Okay. And if you're doing this with your teams, people, you want to follow this exact same process. When your team member creates their page, copy and paste, you as their sponsor want to be their very first like. So paste that into Skype for me. And I'm going to teach you how to set up, this is all agency setup from this point on that I'm going to show you how to do.
Okay, I sent it to you.
Okay, great.
This cover didn't got come over here, but I'll add one.
Okay, so I'm going to go into this page and I'm going to like it. Okay, I just liked your page. Now go back to your screen. You should see that I just liked your page. Now go over to where it says settings.
I don't see where would oh, here I go. One like right there.
Yeah, that's for
right
me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, go back to settings.
Click on settings.
Let's see.
Go to settings. It's right underneath the globe that says 3 on it.
I'm sorry, there it is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now go over to page roles. And then go to where it says type a name, type in Victor, Victor. And there I am. You can set me as an editor or as an admin. It's your choice. But I would prefer make me an admin for now. We're going to work on this together. And I basically now have all the same privileges that Joe has for this page. He and I are working on the page together. Is that cool or cool? Makes sense? So it actually now shows up inside of my pages that I can administer. And he, as the owner of the page, can remove my admin access anytime he wants to. And you want to do this with all of your peeps. I'm not sure why I didn't add it. Did it add it?
It's asking me, I have to look up my password, which is...
Okay, we can do that later. Let's hit cancel. Now I want you to do, click the down arrow on the blue bar. Guys, this is an agency setup. So this is what we do inside of our agency to manage someone's page. Go to create ads. Okay. So what are the steps? Step 1, create your page. Step 2, assign someone to help you with your page who knows what they're doing. Step 3, create an ad. And you want to start off with a brand awareness ad. Always start off with a like campaign. Go to brand awareness.
See, who would know to go here? Who would know that? I mean, Facebook. No one teaches you this stuff.
I bought a $1,000 Facebook course like 3 years ago, and all the information there is already outdated. But here's the thing. When I bought that course for $1,000, I went through and did everything. And then I made some money with Facebook, and then I learned, and then I actually went to a Facebook for Business conference, and I met executives at Facebook. I learned all this stuff, and I learned the culture of the advertising world of Facebook, and then we became a Facebook agency. And so it's like a growing process over years. So don't expect that you're going to get it right away. You got to work with a professional who actually does this for a living. But if you can't afford that, then go ahead and do these initial steps and do it, you know. Go for brand awareness. Scroll down.
Set up account.
We're going to call it like 1. Let's call it like 10K.
Where do I put that in?
Where it says brand awareness, change that to like. Scroll down into the box.
This box?
No, nope. Scroll down, go down. Where it says campaign name, there's a box. You can type into that box. To the right. Yes, remove that. Put in like 10K. Okay, and set up ad account. Okay, just hit continue.
This is Susan's secret weapon, I think.
Yeah, Susan knows how to do this, and maybe Susan can come out with us next time, and we could teach this next segment together. Go to ad set name. Let's change that to what year is a baby boomer? How old are they starting now?
Let's say 1950 to 1965, I think. Maybe before that. Maybe it's 45.
So they would be 53 and over.
Yeah.
Let's say 50 plus. Go to 50. You know, let's say 53. Let's be really specific. Now, why are we only targeting people at that age group? Because it costs less. If your content is geared toward baby boomers, Facebook will be happy to show it to teenagers, but they couldn't care less about it, and you're just going to end up spending more. And do all. Okay, now this is important. Now we're going to go to demographics.
Do I put language in here, or does it, or automatically
English.
will it not default?
English all.
Okay.
Now here's what we're going to do is this is really the key. Here's where you take the information from your avatar. Now I'm going to teach you guys some secrets, okay? Click on the arrow that says demographics. Go to financial. This totally changed my business. Go to income. And only check the ones that are over 100,000. Guys, this is going to completely change your marketing, because Facebook will not show your ads to people who are not making at least $100,000 a year. And
now this is who I wanted to. This is where we eliminate the tire kickers, right? This is where we eliminate the people who say I can't afford $25.
If you're not making at least $100,000 a year, you're a baby boomer. Is that someone you really want to spend time with, Joe?
No, it isn't. With all respect to those of you online who are getting started, no. No. You know?
Okay, and go to the next one. 7. Make sure you include 7. Keep going. It's kind of fun to go to all of them and go to over 50, okay?
Over 500,000, why not, right? We're talking about a $50,000 program. Now, you know, people who make that kind of money, they don't even blink at a $50,000 investment in their personal development. The reason they make this kind of money is because they're willing to play at that level. This I know to be true.
Okay, now open up net worth. Okay, let's go to, you know, you're going to really limit your market if you go to 1 million, but let's say 500,000 and up. That means they at least own a house.
Mm-hmm. Go there, 5 to 7, half to 3/4 of a million.
Include all those other ones right there. You see how that potential reach is 23 million people already?
Wow. That's crazy.
You can also go to liquid assets.
Money in the bank.
Yeah. Go to 50,000 and up. You didn't even know this was there, did you, Joe?
You know what? I was on a training call one time with one guy who makes $500,000 a month, who just breezed through this, right? It was almost like he wasn't ready to share this with everybody in the world.
Well, that's why I like training with someone else's account, because I could kick back here and watch you learn.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a savvy guy. You kind of know what you're doing. You didn't add that one. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, liquid assets. That's great. Okay. So now let's exclude people that are divorced. Keep the word divorce. I know it's bad, but we're going to basically exclude people who have an interest in divorce.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to exclude people that say they're retired. Maybe not. But if they have an interest in retirement, they're probably not going to want to work. I know some people would disagree with me on that, but
you know, maybe divorce is okay. You know, I'm thinking of that divorced individual who's looking for something else to do with their life.
Well, that would be a different ad set. That would be a different group.
Okay.
Remember, we want to stick to the avatar. Your avatar are married people who like to travel. So let's just add in travel. Let's go back to the previous box. One is to exclude, then the other one is their interests.
Okay, well, I think, let me think. All
Go
right, this is not
above.
interest.
Go above. You got to go up. Not narrow
Nar-
audience. Go above that. Add demographics. We're going to add travel as an interest.
Frequent
That's
international
actually just going
travel.
to
You want to leave it that?
cancel that. Move your mouse outside. Move your mouse outside because that's just going to increase it.
Mhm.
Click there. Click on the white space. Click narrow audience. Right. That's what you need. Remember this. This is really critical because if you don't click on the right little thing, you're going to put things in the wrong place. Travel. And must also match at least one of the following. Travel. And add travel interests, all frequent travelers. You want to add all that.
Okay,
But
leisure travelers.
You have to click on it.
Okay, I see that. Leisure travelers, frequent travelers. What else do we think we want to add here? You know, do we want to? I talked to a guy one time, and he was targeting people who played golf, and the reason was because they had disposable income and disposable time.
That
And
would
they
be a
had an
different
expense.
campaign. We just want to
Okay.
focus on married people. Let's say marriage. You see how the audience size is getting lower? We want it to be around 300,000. So we've got to limit your audience based on these avatars: leisure travelers, frequent travelers, family.
Family vacations, yes, no? Just family in general?
Family vacations.
There we go. And what does the audience say? I can't see the chat room. Does anybody have any recommendations?
Yeah, I see they're having umbrage with they're again trying to not, instead of focusing on the broad picture, I'm trying to narrow your audience and get that number down to around 300,000 or 400,000 people.
Right now we're at what, 19 million?
19 million. So we got, you know, basically, you know,
Mhm.
that age
Okay.
group, almost everyone is interested in all these things. You're still in the green zone, but I want to bring it to a smaller. Let's take network marketing.
And what about, like, I was going to say, what about like personal development or empowerment, or, you know,
Try
that
personal development. You see, it says and must match also at least one of the following.
personal development books, personal growth and development, personal development mentor. There we go.
You got to click on these. Get in the habit of click, click, click.
Mhm.
Okay.
Let's see, personal.
You got to exit out of this. Let me show you. We're actually going again too broad. Move. This is important, and most people blow this. Go outside and click. Go outside and click.
I did.
Okay. See where it says narrow further?
Yes.
You got to click on that. That's where you put personal development. And you can remove it from the previous one. See how we narrowed it down to 620,000 people right now? Narrow further and put in network marketing. Narrow further and then network marketing.
Okay. come back here.
You see why it's important, not job titles, interests, multi-level marketing interest. Nope, 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 down, 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 down. Oh, you blew it.
Sorry.
Whenever
Okay.
you make a mistake, go to the white area outside and click the mouse.
Okay, there we go. Additional interests?
No, no, no. To the next box below. Guys, this is complicated, and you're doing great. Move your mouse. No, 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 no. Up, up, up. That's it. Right there. Inside the box, add demographics, interests, or behaviors. Now put in multi-level marketing. They call it multi-level marketing. Okay, remember what you do is you choose the category, you find it in the menu, you click. You choose it in the category, you find it in the menu, and you click. Now interest, MLM interest, it's the third line. Great.
Unspecified men and women, huh?
No, no, that means they're looking for a relationship. Get rid of that. You have enough. You have 690,000 people.
Okay, you wanted it at 300,000 though, didn't you?
Well, we could say personal and spiritual growth. You can, you know,
we're actually we're at 1111, which number 11 is about manifestation. So maybe we should
click save this audience, and now name that instead of audience name Joseph Richard, call it
10K campaign.
No, you want to give it a name. We would call them the blah 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 family, and give them a name like the Wilsons or the Jetsons. No, you have to give them a name. That's the avatar exercise. Give them a name.
Okay. All right, that's what we'll do. I like the Jetsons.
Let's go with the Jetsons.
George Jetson?
Okay. Daily budget should be like $10. Or $20, whatever you feel like you can invest. Okay. You're only spending $35 a week, so we're going to, you know. Now go ahead and hit continue.
Now I know this guy. He won a one of those Webby Awards. He knows his stuff, and now I see why he's making all this money. This is his secret.
Yeah, it is, because they do all this stuff. And now change the page name, connect Facebook page.
This is not what I want. That's
networking for grown-ups.
There it is.
Okay. Go to single image. I don't personally like carousels. I much prefer the single image. Maybe we'll compare notes with Susan. I'm more of a numbers guy, so let's go back up. Keep going. Scroll down, scroll down. You want to add your website URL.
Which is where? Come on, man. Let's see. Where do I add
go down, go down. And you see where it says text? Text.
Right here. Add a website URL.
Right.
Click there.
Yep.
This is my this goes to digital franchise. Networkingforgrownups.com. Okay. Display link.
Get rid of the www because it gives you more space that way.
Okay.
And then in the text above, you want to tell people clearly why you're doing this. Remember, this is your burning desire that I asked you at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear someone from the audience, if you're still with us, help us craft this why statement. If you were on the other side and you saw this ad, what would you think?
Does anybody type anything?
I'll tell you. Yeah, someone said we need a step-by-step PDF. I'll make a PowerPoint slide and share it to everyone who does their homework assignment. How's that?
Excellent.
Fair?
That's a great, yeah, for sure. Let's see.
You can always begin with a question. Are you a baby boomer? I created this fan page. I created this community to help baby boomers find a new something for the rest of their lives. Are you a baby boomer who loves to travel with your family? You know, the more you're saying, yeah, that's me, the more they're going to connect with you. And the better you write that piece, the less it's going to cost you. Think about this, guys. Facebook's going to show this, and they're betting on your ability to have them create likes, okay? And if no one likes what you say and they don't like your idea, it's going to cost you more. It's going to cost you a lot. And so if you haven't narrowed your audience to a micro thing, and you don't have a statement there that really goes, wow, yeah, I want to be part of that, you're going to end up spending like $3 or $4 a like, $5 a like, and you're not going to get anywhere. You know, we're talking about generating 10,000 likes for under $100. And I got to work with you guys to get your statements. Like, you got to have it you focused. What's in it for the person on the other side? Yeah, someone said, like, I survived the market crash in 2008. Okay, great. That goes on your page in your about section. It says, my 25 years of business in the market crash. This is T. Montgomery. Thank you. That's where you have it. You want to put that in the about section, but you got to get it quick. That's why you need the avatar, because you want to use those words that that audience responds to in the text. You've only got a little bit of text. And you'll be able to change it. Like, we're going to split test. We're going to make 3 of these, and we're going to split test. Always test in 3s, my friends. 3s. Rewrite the text when you're feeling inspired. Read a good book. Listen to a webinar replay. Once you're all pumped up and you have great ideas, then you sit down and you write your text for your ads. You want to do it when you're in an inspired place, okay? Yep, Susan, thank you. Yes, test and tweak. Let the numbers guide you. Let the numbers guide you. Susan, could you help write this for Joe?
Please.
I typically have people on my team that are female that do this portion of it, because I'm not that warm, fuzzy type guy. I said, you know what? Here's my tiny link. Click it. Buy the product. Once you bought it, call me, and I'll teach you how to use the product. That's how I roll. Okay. So while we're doing this, I'm going to share with you a funny slide. You want to stop sharing your screen? Joe?
Yes, I will, but tell me what to do next so I don't lose what I've done so far.
Okay. All right. So hit confirm.
Confirm?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to next ask you for your credit card. So stop sharing your screen, put in your credit card number, and then we're going to go through this. And is it okay we keep going for a little bit more? I do have another.
Yeah, it's 11:20. I was going to get a haircut, but you know, being an old hippie, that really doesn't take priority when I'm learning stuff. So.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen here again, and I want to give you guys an opportunity to do this. Okay, everything you need to know about marketing is on this slide. Dr. Doolittle, push and pull. What we're doing right now is we're pushing. In the next webinar, I'm going to teach you search strategies. That's really my forte is SEO. Okay. The link again for your homework assignment is egr.me/I1P. And I want you to go through our website and opt into everything you find. Okay. It's all free stuff. There's a marketing course. There's, I don't know, I think I gave away a 50-page ebook on SEO called Get Known, Get Found. Bob and I give away the cheat sheet on marketing ROI. It's all in there. It's all free. And you can just get it at that link after you do your homework assignment. You guys know how to navigate websites. Friends, buy this book, okay? I'm going to give you guys a link to my link so I get $1 from Amazon. But Hitmakers, Derek Thompson, familiarity trumps originality, distribution trumps content. It's critical, critical, critical information. The reality of our distribution strategy is that it's like a pop gun, and we're creating all of this content. Too much content. I want you guys to be the masters of distributing content. This is what you're up against. You're up against a gal doing yoga on her cell phone, consuming 490 minutes of content per day, and you're trying to get their attention. That's why we're focusing on the baby boomer generation with Joe, because these are not your audience. This is not your audience. You want to exclude people that they know are in this demographic. And 285 pieces of content are being dumped on people every single piece of the day. Okay, they don't have the bandwidth to consume it. And this is the slide I was looking for. 50,000 words daily is being dumped on the average consumer. How are you going to be different? That's what really matters. 12 hours of content, 4 football games, 48 sex acts, or 1.5 work days of material is being dumped on the average person every single day. 47% of the people are typical Gmail users, and they have 0 to 100 links a day that they click on. Content heroes like myself, we click on over 1,000 links a day, and active readers click on 100 to 1,000 links a day. This is the state of the union of the internet today. If you want a prayer of succeeding in this industry, you have to differentiate yourself. You have to be better than everybody else. You have to be the biggest badass that there is in your niche, and you must target your audience. So those are my final words, my friends.
Well, I've got, I posted my method of payment. Okay.
Okay, you want to share your screen now?
Sure, I'll go back.
And guys, at our agency, just so you know, we charge typically a $500 or $1,000 setup fee. So depending on where you're at, I'm going to give you another resource where you can go do all this stuff for free. I have had people say, Vic, why do you give away so much for free? I say, because the people who pay us, they don't want to do it themselves. We tell them what to do. If you don't want to do it, We have an agency, and we'll do it for you. All right, so here we go.
You know what?
Now you're
I've been
inside the
using your
ads
words, though. I want to tell you that you have inspired me. And I've said this to people over and over and over again since the first time I heard you say it.
Yeah.
Here's what you said, Victor. You said you give, you give, you give some more, you give again, and then you give, and then the magic happens. You said
That's
that, dude. You did
Thank
say
you.
that. You're welcome.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you could take the tour, but don't do it. I actually, you could do that whenever you want. So there's your ad, okay? So now what I want you to go is go to the three little lines.
Okay. Okay. So the account is Joseph Richard, which is my master account. So that's, but this is running on my Networking for Grown-ups campaign, correct? Yes,
Right.
that's correct. Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to add me as your ad manager, and this is the last thing we do if you have me, if you hire us as an agency. Go over to Ads Manager. On the left, the three little lines.
There we go.
Okay, and now go to page. Wait, let's see. Hold on a second. I think it's under Ad Account Settings on the right. Then click on Account Roles. And then click Add User. And then type in Enter a Friend, Victor, V-I-K. I'm not your friend.
I think you're my friend.
I must not be. You have to only do this with someone you're with a personal friends with.
Okay, well, I'm going to go back and add you as a friend.
And then you click confirm. We'll take care of it here, but this would be is you basically make sure your ad account manager is your friend, and then you set them up. See where the drop down is right there?
Here.
Okay. They can be an admin, an advertiser, or an analyst. Okay. You typically want to have like your sponsor be an advertiser. You don't want them to be an admin unless you're sharing money together. If you're sharing money together, then go ahead and have them be an admin. Admin also allows them to add other people to the account. So if you're going to add other people to the account, you should have them be an admin. If you trust that person, basically, then you want to add them as your admin. Oh yeah, let me give you more resources to go to. Can you go back to that screen that I just showed you?
That one?
Yeah.
Oh no, this screen here?
Yeah, that one right there. Go to Home. And then go to Marketing ROI. And put in your name and email address over there, Joe.
I think I did already earlier today.
And you guys want to do something similar, okay? Go check your email and then click the link inside. I want to show you what's behind the scenes and walk through that with you so you guys can have access to this. So before the next webinar, I want you to read everything that we have there. Do you have your email?
There it is. This is on my email, but it hasn't shown up here yet, unless it came into a spam folder, which it shouldn't. There's Tammy and Susan. Tammy and Susan.
Hey, Tammy. Hey, Susan.
There they are. Let's see. You and
I don't see your email. Do you have another monitor?
No, I don't. Here's my inbox. You can't see my email?
No, I'm just seeing a thank you page.
Oh, I'm just sharing. I guess my email. Let me see. Return to the last page. I'm looking in my email. I guess for whatever reason, my email is not sharing, but it's not coming up. I don't see it. Although I have EarthGrid. Welcome to EarthGrid Search Smarter. I did subscribe already to EarthGrid.
This would be from Digital Engagement Group, but let me go and share my screen. Then stop sharing your screen. I'll show you what's in there. Okay, the most important thing here, friends, is how y'all doing out there?
I'm doing good.
Let's get a temperature reading. Shall we do another one after we've actually run some time on this to see some results? If we have some leads, we've generated some business for Joe. Okay, here we go. This is what's behind the scenes. Okay, once you opt into that link, there's a 17-minute video which has an in-depth view of the slides I just shared with you. There is a link to the Marketing by the Numbers book. Right here is the Marketing ROI Scorecard. Right here is the link to the Digital Engagement book, the classic book that will be shipped to you. Right here is the 2017 edition, chapter 1 on about this book, Targets and Opportunities. Right here is a Marketing ROI Calculator. It's a software product that I created. Directly in here is a slide deck of all of the slides that go with this presentation. Over here is a free trial of my keyword research software, Search Triggers, right in here. And here's a link to the $10 edition, a special authors edition that also comes with an ebook by my partner. This right here is a 30-minute complimentary conversation link with us. And over here is the Get Known, Get Found ebook that you can download. And the password is Dandelion. And now this book is everything you need to know about everything related to search. It's about how to get found. This is a book that I wrote. This is what's inside the book. It has, basically it's our presentation. I put this together with a Reiki master because she basically was a social media guru, and we essentially took her traffic from flatline and we started making spikes, and she's already consistently doubled her traffic, 4 times her traffic on her blog. And then right in here, I teach you about, basically Bob and I wrote this book. It gives you the introduction to SEO. You want to read this book before I teach you guys SEO. SEO, my friends, is how you get people to buy from you, because you need to have a blog. You have to be found. You need to be known. You have to be found. You need to be known. You have to be found. We go into search strategies here, the magic of the forward arrow. We go into how to mend a broken heart with Barry Gibb. We go into search triggers a little bit and how to narrowcast your audience. Guys, this is 47 pages long of value. By the time you reach it, you'll have more knowledge about search. This is like 10, 15 years of work that I try to put into a free book for you guys. So all of that's right there behind the scenes when you opt in at that link. I'm going to put that link in here again, and hopefully it will work. And thank you guys for coming out tonight. Did you guys get some value from tonight? Okay, Joe.
Sorry, I'm back. I'm sitting here looking out my window. All of a sudden, I see my golden doodles running up the driveway out on the street. I don't know where the people are who live here with me. All right. Thank you very much. I sent over a friend request to you.
Okay.
Okay. So if you can acknowledge, set me up, and I'll connect with you to finish this. Okay. Let's take a little bit of a break here. I'll get back with you in a short while. Haircuts go with
I'm actually
real
late
jobs.
for another meeting, so I've got to get going.
Okay. Listen, I want to thank everyone who took the time to join us here today. Victor, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I'm going to be connecting with you on Skype so we can go back and finish this thing up and get this ad campaign rolling. And what I'll do is I'll shoot a little bit of video here to let the people know what's going on, right? I'll shoot a video that says, hey, guess what? I finally figured out how to do a fan page. I'm working with Victor, and look at how this thing is rolling. And we'll meet again very soon. We have another one of these digital Wheaties presentations coming up for Tuesday. I think that you and I, we just commandeer, we hijack digital Wheaties until we can get some of this stuff done. Okay, I don't know how John will feel about it.
Let's just focus on tactics, strategy. You know, sharing screen, doing the behind the scenes, showing you how this mechanics really works at digital Wheaties. Guys, if you don't get this stuff, you're just gonna be like everybody else out there. Spend $2,000 on a marketing course and make no money at all. I don't want you guys to do that, and I don't want your teams to do that. You know, it's just not right to do that to someone. But if you know, yeah.
It's amazing what you've done, and I will testify. You know, I have always bought stuff, and I'm buying a course, and I lose track. I get just like right now. Suddenly, the dogs are running up the driveway. Hearing today, though, having you walk me through. No, go here, down, click. That is such an awesome opportunity. I'm really happy that you're allowing me to engage at this level and be a guinea pig. I want that 10,000 viewers, man. I want to build an empire, and it's been in my brain. It's been in my noodle for a long time. You know, I've been stuck in the starting gate. You know what I mean? I'm like a sprinter who's chained to the thing, and you're showing me some stuff that's awesome. You're awesome. Thank you very much, Victor.
Okay.
On behalf of everyone here in our digital Wheaties, we'll see you back here on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 o'clock Eastern. Until then, see you guys very soon. Check us out on our Facebook page, U Economy Company, and we'll see you on the radio weekdays live at noon at uradiolive.com. Until then, Peter, you're awesome. Victor, you're awesome. Thank you, everyone.